Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Kaylee and I'm an INFJ 9-wing 1. About my website in the description box below. Before you go, like and subscribe for more videos like this soon, and check out my website in the description box below to sign up for a coaching plan with me, and I would love to meet you and I'd love to talk to you. Let's get into it. So today I'm starting a new series called What I've Learned Being Around an Enneagram Type Blank. So today I'm going to start with type 2, the first type in the heart group. 2s are great, but I'm going to spill the tea. So some of the things in this video might be a little bit difficult to hear and difficult to believe, but I want you to truly think about it and try to see how it applies to you in your everyday life, because application is where you'll get results. Number 1, we love you for more than just what you do for us. The 2 is in the shame group, and you have this shame that you're trying to battle. You're trying to fight this shame that you feel for just existing with showing I'm lovable. Remember, we love you for more than just what you bring to the table and what you do for us. I think as a 2, you might think, if I did that in my household, then my kids would hate me and there would be arguing and there would be fighting and everybody would lose their mind and the world would go to crap if I didn't, do everything for everyone. They need my help. And it's true that we like your help and we appreciate your help, but even if there is arguing, even if there is fighting, does that mean a lack, an absence of love? Does conflict equal no connection? No. So we love you regardless of what you're doing for us. Love is a decision and it's an emotion. The people in your life have decided that they love you. They have decided to show you love. So if you quit doing things for other people so much, if you quit constantly doing things for people and helping them, people that truly love you are going to continue to love you. But the people that are manipulating you, using you as a doormat, those people you'll be able to spot very quickly. Okay, number 2, type 2s are very good at standing up for the people that they care about, but they can't seem to stand up for themselves. This isn't always the case, and the healthier that 2s get, the more likely it will be that they'll be able to, stand their ground and not care about making a friend as much as they care about you not using me. So a great example is my mom is a 2, and I go to the hospital and she tells the doctor, I don't care what you have to say about this, that, and the other. My kid's allergic to this. You can't give her to her, she'll die. And the doctor's, ma'am, you're just a crazy lady. You don't know what you're talking about. She goes, okay, go check and see. The doctor comes back, oh my goodness, I was wrong. I'm so thankful that you brought this to my attention. And it's stuff like that where 2 can really voice their opinion, voice their thoughts, voice what is under the surface when it is on the behalf of other people. But when it's for themselves, it's a lot more difficult. It's really difficult for a 2 to say, I want this, I like this, I think this, I need this. Because if a 2 says I need this thing, it implies I have needs that need to be met. If you know a 2 and you have a 2 in your life, remember, yes, they might like helping, they might like doing, that's their compulsion. They're naturally going to want to do these things. They're naturally going to feel the need to do these things. But just like every other person, no one wants to clean your dirty diapers, okay? No one wants to do that. A 2 might want to be there for you, but what person has a desire? They go to bed dreaming about, I can't wait to pick up their mess tomorrow. No, that's not it. So to keep that in mind, and remember, try to voice your opinion in a healthy way, and you'll move to health, okay? Number 3, martyrization, may I say. Dare I say the word unnecessary martyrization. Becoming a martyr and taking a fall when it is absolutely and completely, entirely and utterly not necessary. Throwing yourself under the bus when there's really no need for it, pretty much at all. I think this is probably coming from a place of pain and a little bit of insecurity of, it's fine, I'll just take the fall. It's coming from a place of wanting to look out for everyone else in your life, of all the other people in your group. See, they don't have to feel bad about X, Y, and Z. I'll feel bad for X, Y, and Z. You know, I'll take the fall for it. They don't have to experience the pain. Think about tough love a little bit. Tough love is still love. And when you're taking the fall for other people, when you're doing that, you're not letting them experience the consequences of life. You're keeping them in a bubble. And, you know, when little Timmy is mouthing off to his teacher and your teacher has a meeting with him and you go, oh my goodness, it's probably my fault because I didn't read him a bedtime story last night. Is that there's some things other people have to take responsibility for. You shouldn't take responsibility for other people's negative actions unless you are actually the one who has caused it. And as a 2, you might have to talk to some people in your life and ask, do you think I may be responsible for this a little bit? Do I play a part in this? Because I think as a 2, you might see yourself playing a role in a lot of negative things maybe you didn't actually play a role in. Somebody storms away from the dinner table, you go, I'm a bad mom. Somebody doesn't answer your text, you say, I'm a bad friend. This is self-martyrization. If it's a real word or not, I'm not sure. But this is becoming a martyr when it's absolutely not necessary. This is hurting you. You have a little you that you need to protect. Okay, there's this little innocent you, a baby you, all of your immature feelings that, you know, if a baby is crying, you're not going to look at it and say, you know, shut up, you're so dumb, you're annoying everyone. You're not going to do that. But think about if you have that inside of yourself. You have this other layer to yourself that has needs, has wants, has desires, has dreams. You know, you have this inside of yourself. And when you look at this part of yourself and say, you know, stop caring so much. You just need to shut up. You are too much to handle. You are annoying and you are bad. That is ridiculous. And that is not fair to that part of yourself, okay? So you need to be showing love to that part of yourself, even if it makes it more difficult for you to show love to maybe some other people in your life that are damaging that part of yourself. So when your boss asks you to stay overtime because they know you'll do it, that part of yourself goes, I can't believe he's asking me again. I can't even stand this man. This is ridiculous. I have other things I want to do. I was supposed to paint tonight. You know, you're doing that. And then you go, no, shut it. It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't matter what you care about. You can, you do this thing because they asked you to. When you do that to yourself, you are opening the gate for everyone else to do that to you. Okay, when you look at yourself and say your needs and wants and dreams and goals and hopes and ambitions for life aren't important, you plaster that on a billboard and show everyone else, look, my needs and wants and ambitions and wants in life aren't important. Unintentionally, but it's still happening. So make sure you're not looking at this little baby version of you and telling it that what it has to think, say, and do does not matter, because that's still a part of you. Okay. 4th thing I've learned, you may be forgetting the important people in your life because of the unimportant people in your life. I think it's hard for 2s to distinguish the difference between an important person in your life and an unimportant person in your life. Okay. So every person has intrinsic value. Every person is important, but to you specifically as a human being and as who you are and in your life, not everyone has the same value to you. Okay, your kids are more important than your friend is, and your friend is more important than a stranger. And you consciously know that. And I think the more you move towards health, the more you can show that. But with the compulsion that I have seen twos have, it all comes out in the wash. You know, these people are just as important as these people. That's not for the severe situations in life, like I was talking about my mom and the doctor. But my dad has used this analogy a million times, and I love it. I think it paints a great illustration of twos and even sometimes ones can kind of lost in doing the right thing and helping others. So think about, you're all getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner and you're two in your life, you know, your two goes, okay guys, I hope you guys enjoy Thanksgiving. I made it all for you. I have to go volunteer at the soup kitchen tonight to feed the homeless. I will be back in just a couple hours. Don't even worry about it. You all can start without me. I'll be home in just a little bit. Okay. So then they're spending Thanksgiving with the homeless instead of with their family. And by no means am I trying to say don't feed the homeless, but understand whether that's something you want to do genuinely or if that's something you're feeling compelled to do. You know, if your church says we're doing this community dinner and you're supposed to go do this other thing that night, and you kind of wanted to do this other thing, but you know, they asked you to do this community dinner. They asked you to, do I do this other thing or do I do this community dinner? It can be difficult for a two to distinguish between what they should do. And that plays into my next point. I think that's point number 5. Is not everyone is your best friend, okay? Not everyone should have the same weight. Some people are gonna be your good friends, and then some people are gonna be your okay friends, your acquaintances, and then you'll have your best friends, and you have your family. So not everyone is your best friend, all right? And for the people that are your best friends in reality, you should be showing them a special type of love that not everyone can have. Okay, not everyone gets to see this part of you, this side of you. You can do that. That's okay. That's not selfish and that's not bad. Think about 6s. We love 6s. 6s are great and they are really helpful. They're really kind. They're really generous. But they have an in-group and an out-group a lot of times. They have a more specific set of people that they give and love and show kindness to, and then they have kind of an outside group that they, you know, they're still kind, they're still pleasant, they can still be friendly, but if somebody in their in-group needed to run away and start a new life, a 6 is going to show them that kind of love, but they're not going to show it to a different person that's in their outside group. So think about that as a 2. They are still loved for something that maybe is holding you back, in something that maybe you're holding yourself back from doing because you don't want to be aggressive, you don't want to be offensive, you don't want to be hateful, you don't want to be rude. Number 6, consider that you may be pushing other people's boundaries. If you've ever seen the show House MD, he is a 5, and you know, one of his best friends, he tries to pull pranks on him a lot, and one time during the show he goes to a patient and he says, here's his personal phone number, call him until he picks up. And that was the prank. Well, House loses his mind and he leaves his house and his house phone, and he comes back to the office and works all night because he would rather do that than answer the phone call of this patient calling him. And I know a lot of times too, you are giving yourself, you're giving a piece of yourself to people, and you are being loving and you are being kind, but keep in mind, not everyone is susceptible to kindness, love, and warmth. Not everyone wants that. Not everyone wants, you know, you to knock on their door and give them, here are some get well soon cupcakes. They might not want that. And when you call in, if you need a friend, if you need someone to be there for you, I'm here anytime, they might not appreciate it. And you know, when people in our lives are being loving and kind and generous with us, it's very hard for us to turn that away, even if we don't really want it. So to understand other people have boundaries and other people have walls, and it's not necessarily your job to try to break down those walls and help other people when they really don't want it. And not everyone shows that in the same way. So this isn't saying stop being generous, stop being loving, stop being kind. This is saying don't be surprised when people freak out at you when you're just being nice. I was just being nice. I don't know why they're so mean. I don't know why they're so hateful. I don't get it. I would never do something like that. When you try to help and you extend that hand and it's pushed away, don't be shocked. Not everyone wants your help. Think about how uncomfortable you feel when someone tries to do something for you. If you have a dinner party and someone starts washing your dishes, you're gonna feel a lot differently about it than you would think someone should feel when you go to their house after a dinner party and wash their dishes, okay? So keep that in your mind. Think about that a little bit, and don't hate on yourself. Don't think about, oh my goodness, I'm such an idiot for doing this, but try to understand maybe that some other types don't always appreciate it when you help them. And the last thing I've learned from being around type 2s is you sometimes have the tendency to get your feelings hurt when your help isn't asked for first. I've noticed a lot of 2s kind of get a little upset when they weren't asked for help first. So if you go to a 2 in your life and you say, I'm just so thankful for this person in my life, they're a great friend, they did these things for me, they know how much I love this dessert, they made it for me, they know how much I wanted to go on a date with my husband and they babysat my kids for me, and then we went and got our nails done, it was such a good time. A 2 might take that a little bit more personally. A 2 might feel like maybe a worse friend because of that. So 2s, think about that a little bit, in that these are the people that you love and you want the best for them. So take yourself out of the equation and remember, it really is not about you. And that sounds very harsh. And I don't mean this to be hateful. I mean this for your benefit. And I want this to be as helpful of a video and as helpful as a series as it can be. And if I'm not honest and I am too sensitive, then I'm going to ignore the truth. And the truth is, I have noticed that a lot of 2s get their feelings hurt because they take it personally when you tell them about a good time that you had with someone else and a way that that other person met one of your needs. Okay? So 2s, you are so lovable. Remember that people love you, and people will love you even if you aren't meeting their needs all the time and being that perfect friend, So I want to end this on a positive note. 2s, you work the hardest at being loving and kind and being there for people. You don't have to work as hard because it turns out you're naturally very good at it. Okay? I think a lot of these things that you fear about yourself, like I'm going to be this way, I'm going to be that way, and I'm going to be all these horrible things and people aren't going to like me. Those things that you're fearing are most likely the things that you are least likely to become. And these kind of nasty things are, in whatever it is that you're fearing about seeing within yourself, most likely are things that you are the farthest away from becoming. And some things that you might want to look out for in yourself are some of these things that I mentioned. You might not be struggling with these things might not really affect you, but if you're just now kind of learning about the Enneagram, you're just now learning about yourself, you might see some of these things reflected in your everyday life. To all my twos out there, I love you. I don't know how the world would turn without you. You show up, you do the most, you outlove, and you are a beautiful, loving, kind, generous, sweet person by nature. So don't worry about becoming all these nasty things. Instead, strive to move to that 4 a little bit more and move to that independent, thinking about things that you care about for yourself, that are just for yourself, things that you think are the most selfish things. Buy that thing you want online and do that thing for yourself, because the people in your life love you and they want you to be happy and they want you to feel whole. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I didn't hurt too many feelings. I decided to start with a feeling group, which was maybe the wrong decision, but here I am. I hope you guys will like and subscribe and check out my website in the link below. We can schedule a coaching appointment. I would love to talk with you. I would love to get to know you, and I'd love to get to know your story. Be gentle with yourself, take time for yourself, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye.